I'm kind of curious on what kind of opposition he's going to see here. He sees a Centurion. It's a nice track. Oh, gets the double track. Oh, but he's taking a lot of return fire. Tortoise doesn't suspect a thing. And now he's in no man's land. This Tortoise is dead Tortoise. Alright, hey guys, Worm here again. And today I wanted to bring you some gameplay on the AMX 50B. I recently picked this up for the discount that they had. I think it's still running right now. Picked this up for 15% off. It's a great way to save about, almost 2 million credits. So I'll definitely recommend anyone interested in picking up this tank to do this during the sale. So first thing I want to talk about is my statistics in this tank. I've been definitely struggling in this tank recently, and I'm not sure if it has to do with, it definitely has nothing to do with the tank itself. I think it's just the way my playstyle goes is I end up, because this is a tier 10 tank, you definitely have to, be able to push the advantage oftentimes, because you have a huge influence, especially in a game like this where there's only 3 tier 10s on both sides. But then also, like, you get in your matchups where there's all tier 10s and everything will one-shot you. So that's one thing about this tank, is that you have to pick your moments and try to conserve your HP. That's one thing that I've tried to learn and utilize from playing the 5120, the tier 9 tank. So initially here on Himmelsdorf, I like to go to this location right here on the map at around D3, seeing as it gives me a good crossfire opportunity at anyone who tries to go up on top of the hill here. And I immediately noticed that the IS-4 on the enemy team is also a really excellent player. So I know I have to counterbalance his game essentially in this game. So I see this TVP. I really should have waited for that shot, because he was going to pull back and I could have gotten a second shot there. And I get relit by him, so don't want to stay there. And I get tagged and I lose my gunner from the artillery over there, and I'm pretty pissed about that. Kind of wish my team would have been able to at least push down that flank, that CS 63. But I'm just gonna be patient here. I see this Tiger on the map. I have a nice shot on him, but I'm trying to be careful here. I'm trying to get a shot on this artillery first, but want to be careful because he's definitely in my view range in that magical 445. So he's probably gonna spot me here. And I'm surprised he doesn't return fire here and get a nice track there. And then now I'm just going to slowly aim these shots. Looks like he must not have a really good angle on my tank since I'm reverse side scraping. He kind of just whiffs a shot there. Not really sure what he's doing. Definitely should have put at least 1 or 2 shots into me. This turret is very, very easily penetrated here. And now I'm just waiting for my reload. Game's not looking that well right now. We're down 2000 HP and down a tank. So score's not looking too good. I'm just waiting for my reload. I really want to punish this Mauer breaker here for poking out here, and he does a good job of turning his tank in, making that angle really difficult for me, and he takes cover, but soon enough he's gonna get shot in the side by a bunch of people. Yeah, see. So he did a good job to avoid me, but unfortunately our team luckily was able to see that we needed to push that one line, and now I'm trying to see if I can defend my heavies or my artillery. And I see this T-54, he's rushing down on. I think this GW had a little bit of tunnel vision because he's trying to escape a little bit too late. And I see this T-54 here, and I make a bit of a mistake here because he has 1213 HP, so I really need to hit all 4 of my shots here. Unfortunately, I fluffed my first shot. Luckily, I bounced his shot. You can get some miracle bounces here, and unfortunately, I get a low roll, and Leave him on 97 HP. And he rams me here. Trying to, right now I'm trying to ram him to death. At least just try to keep myself moving. And luckily he's probably auto-aiming and miss a shot there. So, he's trying to take his tracks off, keep him stationary. But my reload's almost there. He misses another shot. Not really sure what he's doing, and get a good kill there. And now the scores are actually looking a little bit closer. We're still down about 1500 or 600 HP. I can't count. Getting closer, and we're down the tank. And I see this TVP making his run across this field, so I really want to punish him here. So I line up the shot, get one good tracking shot there. Try to get the second tracking shot, and now I have one shell left, and I really want to kill this guy because he's probably the biggest threat on the enemy team right now. And I accept that I'm going to eat the shot from the mod 1. And I move forward here, and he kind of notices his mistake a little bit too late. And now, taking a look at the map, I'm afraid that this IS-4 is going to hit me from the side, but I really have to take cover from the mod 1 and the IS-3A. So I duck into here. Notice that I didn't get spotted there, so I'm assuming that the IS-4 is making his way down the hill. So I stay here, just waiting for my team, because they have a 3v1 in the south there against that 1-2-1. So I'm assuming that they'll be able to finish that off. And now I want to move forward. And I was gonna try to see if I could kill the mod 1, but luckily this IS-4 decides not to angle his tank. And unfortunately, the last shell hits a space arm on the side, and I don't get that shot. And unfortunately, the mod 1 takes out my MRAC, but luckily it didn't, explode like the guy says. And this mod 1 just making a run for, I don't know what he's doing. Probably just panicked a little bit or just tried to get that kill there. And now he's kind of in a pickle because now he's isolated from his IS-4 and his IS-3A friend. So now it's going to be easy for our team to essentially collapse on him. Now here I'm moving forward, seeing if I can get a side shot into this mod 1 here. Get a nice shot there. I'm not going to even look to get the next shot because I want this IS-3A's hit points here. So auto aim there, get a good shot there. And then now I'm just moving forward, just putting the pressure because I know he just fired, and get the kill on the IS-4. And that's the game. This is definitely my best game that I've had in the 50B so far. So yeah, let's take a look at the second replay. All right, guys. In the second replay, we're actually in the southern spawn of Himmelsdorf. So we get the other perspective here with N1 Hurricane from the Nomi clan, also in his 50B, and also in a very lovely matchup here. 4 tier 10s on the other side. And you can see that he's definitely a more experienced player than me with his 2 marks of excellence. And really nice fancy paint job here, and as well as he does fire exclusively APCR, so look away if you don't like that kind of gameplay, especially but he's definitely has his work cut out for him. The enemy has a T95, the Chieftain, so he's definitely going to be contending with him, and he's decided to actually go on top of the hill. So interesting play. I generally do not like to go on top of the hill or any close quarter matchups with this tank, just because the unload speed's a little bit long, and the tank is just so big, and the Chieftain is going to have amazing turret armor. But it looks like the Chieftain actually decided to go to that C3 area. Looks like he's spotted over there, and so this is going to be very interesting for N Hurricane to deal with here. I'm kind of curious on what kind of opposition he's going to see here. He sees a Centurion. It's a nice track. Oh, gets the double track. Oh, but he's taking a lot of return fire. Wow. So he did 1400 damage, but he also took almost 1000 to do that. He's decided to fall back since he's on his clip reload, and he's afraid that the enemies are gonna rush him. Interesting. So his strategy is to go on top of the hill, dump one clip, and then, retreat, which is very, very interesting. Kind of leaves his team on top of the hill a little bit stranded, but we'll see how the rest of this battle goes. He's decided to go towards the banana street. No, he's gonna cut right. He's gonna climb the hill again. Interesting. So he's decided to take a long way, or at least feint like he's gonna retreat to allow the enemies to get a little bit more courageous, I guess, and push forward more. Yeah, that's the thing with playing Himmelsdorf, is very, very tricky, especially for this tank. Knowing that the enemies will have likely a tank that has more armor. Nice. Let's catch this guy off guard. Fortunately, I think he was trying to ram. Oh, he let him get by. Ooh, that might come back to haunt him at the end. He's saving his shot. What happened to him? Oh, looks like he flipped on the side. Interesting. Interesting how he decides not to take a reload there. So now he's on his reload. I believe his reload is slightly faster than mine, and unfortunately his STRV buddy is taking a lot of damage. That tank, although it doesn't have very good armor on paper, it is very armored, very well angled. So sometimes those tanks have a tough time, especially if they can't overmatch dealing with it. So looks like Hurricane is just taking his time here. He's waiting for the mediums to kind of lose interest and then pop around the corner and then start to unload into them. That's one thing, is you can really catch people off guard here if they're not paying attention. Nice, gets a nice good side shot into that Centurion. And looks like he's thinking about falling back. No, he's gonna stay here. He has his T-54 friend who was able to cover him between his reloads. Is really, really, really good of this T-54 here. Now his reload is almost done. Oh, he decides to jump over the railing so he can get a little bit more close without getting shot while he's climbing. Very, very interesting play here. Centurion on the enemy team has noticed this, and he realizes he's a one-shot. He won't be able to deal with this play here. So really nice, noticing that he's creeping towards that ridge and deciding to stop and aim. Now he's asking for the T-54's help. Really need to focus down, save this last shot for the Centurion. Decides not to kill the Centurion. Interesting. Decides to go for damage. Maybe he's resigning this game as a loss, so he's like, alright, I'm just gonna try to get as much damage as possible. That's one thing about this tank, is that it really needs these lulls in the game to allow for it to be able to safely reload. And a lot of times the battle can be already won or lost during this time where you're kind of inactive. And he's telling his friend, the T-54, to go in because he needs as much HP as he can, since right now he's still not one-shottable by most of the enemy team. So that's definitely one important thing you really want to focus on with tanks like this, especially, is like you want to be able to take a shot and return multiple shells, right? Just like that. Really nice. He's able to unload without anybody, batting an eye, looking at him. Really, really, really good play there. Yeah, just textbook 50B play right there. Poke out, deal out your 4 shells, and then don't eat anything in return. And look at this position he's using here. Tortoise doesn't suspect a thing. And now he's in no man's land. This Tortoise is a dead Tortoise. just made a big mistake there. There's one left. Is he gonna save it? That's another thing with the 50B is because the reload is so long, I generally like to hold my shells, even if it's just one. Really nice lead there. That's one benefit to firing APCR in this tank is you definitely have the shell velocity to be able to hit really long range snipes like that. So takes a look at the Samoa. They have two on cap. Definitely needs to go in and reset this. But I don't know how he's gonna get through this situation. They're all gonna be looking at him. Hopefully that T-54 has a shot on the enemy Skoda. Sure, one person left the cap, which is very interesting. He's deciding to go this way. Oh, he sees the LC. Deciding to retreat. Samoa on your right. Don't tell him vision. Ooh, did not really want to take that shot there. Now he's definitely a one shot for the Chieftain, who is most likely the one in cap. Yeah, definitely knows it. Oh, wow. He bounces this Skoda. Impressive. Wow. Very impressive there. Also, a lot of luck there. The fact that he bounced the Skoda's shell, which would have, if he hit pretty much anywhere besides the beak of this tank, he would have been able to kill him. And now it's just 2v1. But the Chieftain is very, very healthy. And now the Chieftain is going after the T-54. T-54 is the bait. T-54 is bringing him around again. Looks like he's set. He's gonna bring him around the corner. Nice. Really beautiful tracking shot there. This is a very nice ambush. I like how he didn't try to go forward and close the distance. Oh, looks like he's not looking. One more shell. Beautiful. Very well done. 9,400 damage. There's definitely a risky poke on the part of the 50B at the end. The Chieftain could have been, aimed in on his location and would have taken him out. So that's definitely a risky play that I maybe would not have made. And with the right modification, you can be able to zoom out further and you might be able to see where that 50B was looking. But really, really, really well done at the end by N1 Hurricane. Let's take a look at the post-game stats here. Alright, so here were the post-game stats for my game. It was only a first class, best that I can do so far. Played less than 50 games. We had the high caliber for 20%. Let's see, 1100 base for 6,239 damage. And the Leopard also did an amazing carry. Both of us did the majority of the heavy lifting in this game. I'm surprised the IS-4 didn't do more. The 1-2-1 on the enemy team as well. The TVP did really well on the enemy team. But really, another top-heavy game. 25 shots fired, 22 hits, 18 penetrations. And actually, most of this was in close quarters. So, the 50B definitely is able to poke around the corner, unloaded shells, and then duck behind a corner, which is kind of what it is designed for. Only blocked one shell from that T-54, so you can't really rely on this armor. And even though we barely fired any gold besides that last one at the IS-4, we only made 5,000 credits for a 6.5 minute battle. And on to Hurricane's amazing game here. He got an ace tanker, Bradley Walters for that 9 kills, high caliber, and a top gun. Let's see, 9,468 damage for 9 kills and 1,524 base experience. Amazing. Look at that. Pretty much did 3 times anyone else on his team. And the chieftain, I thought he would have had a better game, but I guess not. Yeah, well, Hurricane definitely carried the situation. 33 shots fired, 29 hits, 28 penetrations. Insane. And look at that. Pretty much 9,000 was from close quarters. And also only blocked one shell, which was from that Skoda, I believe, at the end, right? Might be using a stock gun or something. But look at that. All that premium fired. I think, thinking back, how many of those shells did he actually need to fire premium? Maybe a few on the turrets of some of the mediums, but I feel like those would probably go through. Definitely that long range shot on that even 90 when he was shooting down off the hill, that probably wouldn't have hit that with AP. But I feel like the majority of the time he probably didn't even need to fire that many premium rounds. But still, he's a better player than me. But
well, let's be nice. Yeah. Let's be nice. We don't have to go there. I mean, you're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I mean, good Lord.
For this 9-minute battle, has an ace, 9,000 damage. Truly amazing. So let me know your thoughts on the 50B, and take care. Warm out.